All right, so Jessica, welcome to the Club Geneva Show.
Thank you. Thank you very much for letting me come to your show.
No, thank you for coming on. I noticed you because you were posting a lot of like cool pictures and talking about this modeling journey, and I thought that you would be an excellent person for the show because this show is all about just giving people a platform and something that's tangible that they can even like shop around and show people like, wow, this is what I'm doing. This is my modeling career. This is my cooking show. So I have a lot of different people from all different backgrounds on the show. So thank you once again. um, I wanted to just kind of ask you, how did you get started on the modeling journey?
Um, about 2 years ago, it'll be 2 years this October the 1st. But in June, I had got a call from my cousin, and he was like, Jessica, you really need to go into this fashion and really go for it. And I'm like, cuz I'm trying, but I got a lot going on with work and the kids. And something just popped in my head was like, no, you really need to do this. So I got a call from somebody from LA saying, do I want to be a model or a designer? I was like, well, can I be both of them? And they was like, sure. So that's how it started in LA. I got my real first gig in LA. Prior towards that, every time somebody comes to try to cast models, I always get chosen, but I never go through it because one, sometimes I think I'm not as pretty as what most people think I am. Two, I was scared. With that being said, I just said this is the year for me to try to do this and see where it could take me. I've been to a lot of places with this. The experience is great. The difficult thing about this is being a model and then trying to be a designer. You deal with a lot of different attitudes, a lot of different people, and a lot of like the designers. They treat you a certain way, then the models treat you a certain way because they don't want to wear something or you don't want to wear something. So I wanted to see how it feels to be on both sides. And one, I'm a Libra, so I want to be balanced. I want to see what a model feels like, and I want to feel like the designer. And that's how it all started. I just been watching people on Instagram and Facebook, seeing who's doing something, just watching them and learning from it. Because you can't learn how to do this without going to school, in which I never had the opportunity due to me being a mother. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I just dressed every day, and people will always tell me I need to take this a little further. I can dress very well. Um, I like
Okay.
clothes, so it colors don't. Any color I can make it work. Anything. I'm very fruitful. A lot of my material comes from like secondhand stores, and I just recreate the items. Or I'll take something if a store going out of business, like one of the stores went out of business, Forever 21, and they had a lot of material. So I just cut
Okay.
stuff up and made my own outfits and made it more towards what I would like to wear. It's just about being
Okay.
creative.
No, I got you. So basically, your cousin saw you and was like, I got this opportunity. I know, maybe you should look more into modeling. And
You need to start doing this. You do great in
okay.
fashion and you need to do it. And I was like, cuz I don't have the time right now, but I want the time, but I don't have the time. And then when I got that call from LA, it was like in the same week. He called me, then they called me, and I was like, well, it's a sign, so let me go ahead and do this.
So before this happened, there was never any thought about modeling. It was just you were really good at putting clothes together and creating, and that's where you got this from.
Yes, I mean, I've been chosen to be models for like different agencies that come here, but I never accepted them because from what I was learning that if you they want you to be a model, they'll pay for you.
Oh, okay. Now, I want to talk about this part of it because when you were telling us all that, you were saying like, I don't think I'm pretty enough. Where did that come from?
Growing up, like, okay, Fort Wayne is a big circle, so basically, I live in the middle of the circle, and I call myself a swan due to the fact that I'm in the middle. I stay to myself. We really Fort Wayne is just really small, and being here, you don't really get no opportunity to shine. unless you in the in crowd or you in the in crowd. That's just basically what it is. Um, and I didn't want to be in the in crowd. I've been in the in crowd before, and it didn't get me nowhere. You know, it's the same thing, going to the same clubs, doing the same things, and not looking. Fort Wayne looks at to me. Fort Wayne is like a little Hollywood in its own self, like in the desert. So I wanted to see if I can meet other people around the world. Um, if I'm more friendly, or it's just me because I'm at home. But
Okay.
going to the different places, it helped me. Well, I'm gonna be honest. All this started from when I tried to get my son in the music industry. When I seen that it was easy to get him in the industry and meeting all these different people, I said, well, if they don't want to do this, then I'm gonna move forward to my dreams. And my dream was to be a designer. When I graduated high
Okay.
school, I wanted to be a designer and go to design school, but I got caught up with a baby.
I do want to go back to that though, because it's a lot of people out there who feel as, for whatever reason, they feel that they're not good enough. They feel that they don't have the look. They feel like maybe their appearance isn't up to some certain beauty standard or masculinity standard, whatever. Um, so for you to be able to make that jump into something as something like modeling, which is heavy on looks, heavy on a certain weight standard, all these different things that have to do with modeling that revolve around appearance. That's a lot of courage for you to do so. And let me just say really quick that beauty standards are different everywhere. I mean, and let's be honest, without makeup, without all this stuff that we have, we all got, we all got to wake up with that bed face, right? So, no, it's totally cool. I enjoy the fact that you actually are pushing yourself to do something that you don't necessarily go into feeling like you have it. I think that speaks volumes about you. So what would you say to people who are in that same position?
Don't be scared. I mean, we only have one life to live, and at the end, we all gonna be buried 10 feet under. Enjoy your life. Don't let nobody hold you back from doing what you want to do. Like, and that was my biggest fear. Like, I held myself back because of my kids, because of my circumstances and my lifestyle. You know, I'm a CNA. I take care of people all my for the last 30 years. I've been taking care of people, but I wanted to feel my dreams. Like, this has opened a lot of doors for me as well as my mind, because the sky is the limit, and I don't like to be told no, so I'm gonna figure out a way to get told yes. Um, it's just about doing what you want and making sure you do it by ABC. And if you don't know what you're doing, follow somebody. Follow these people like Miss Claire Summers. One of my models told me to friend her on Facebook, and I just been following her and watching her achievements and everything that she's been saying about herself and how she started. Like, we all start from somewhere, but you got to start from somewhere to get to somewhere. If you want something in life, you got to get it, because ain't nobody giving you nothing. In this economy, don't nobody want to help with nothing, and I mean literally, don't nobody helps. And I'm doing this by
Yeah.
myself because if something goes wrong, then I can't blame nobody else, or can't nobody blame me for using their money. I'm working day in and day out just to get this money. I work 12 to 18 hours a day just to make sure I'm able to do this fashion show.
Hmm. So how much money do you have to put into a fashion show like this?
Um, Between 10,000 and up.
That's
That's
hefty.
the real ones. That's the ones in
Yeah.
New York, big cities. Like the mom and pop ones is 350 to 500. I do those
Okay.
to put more feed out on Facebook or Instagram, just to show that I'm continuously doing and waiting to the big shows. Like for Fashion Bomb Daily, I snuck in that show last year, and I know I wasn't supposed to be there, but it was just the principle. I needed to see what I needed to do to be in this show. And when I walked out of that show, I cried because I wanted to be there I wanted to be the fly on the wall, but I couldn't. So I said to myself when I was walking out, I'm going to be in this show, the next show. And I just watched Miss Claire, and I just followed her. And when she put that, the application up for on what was it, January the 3rd? I applied, and by 12 o'clock that afternoon, I was in the fashion show.
Wow. And where is that show taking place at?
New York City
New
in
York City.
Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn.
Mhm.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes, I mean
Yeah.
I was invited to a lot of other shows in New York this year, but I decided to decline the other ones to be in this one because this is the one I really wanted.
Wow. Okay. Um, so what was your upbringing? Let's go back a little bit. What was your upbringing? What was your childhood like?
Um, well, I lived with my parents and my mom, and then I came to Fort Wayne to live with my aunt and uncle due to my circumstances in Peoria, Illinois. I lived with my foster parents, Chris and John, which I love dearly because without them, I wouldn't be who I am today. Living in a different cultural lifestyle, as far as Caucasians, it was different, but I had to open up my eyes and see this was an opportunity for me to grow and to be the woman that I wanted to be in the future. Um, I wouldn't say my childhood wasn't bad. I was a foster child, so I went through the system. I've been through a lot of things, but it wasn't things that I wanted to continue to go through. I wanted to be more. Life happened. I had 4 children, and I had to focus on them and be a mother. So all my dreams had to stop. As far as graduating from college, being in sororities, I have
Mm-hmm.
accomplished two of the things that I wanted to do when I graduate: the sorority and the fashion. Now I'm just going back to go back to school. But it's about just
Okay.
finishing the things that you want in life because ain't nobody else gonna help you unless you help yourself.
Okay. So it's a lot of kids who come from the foster system, and who have some amazing parents. Did you ever get to meet your actual parents though?
Oh yes, my mother lives with me. My mother is
Oh.
in MR, so um, growing up, it was difficult for her to take care of us. So she had to have somebody take care of her, and then they would oversee us. But I mean, I had a wonderful childhood. I did my little dirt as a kid, but growing up, I seen that I was gonna go to jail if I kept doing those things. So I had
Right.
to do a 360.
No, I got you. I got you. Um, so you got kids? How many kids you have? You said four? Five. How is that raising kids and trying to model?
Well, 4 of them are grown. So I only have a 5 year. I'll start all over. My oldest is 24, 24, 21, 19, 18, and 5. Um, it's a lot easier now that I only have the one child that's really a kid. I take her with me because I want her to experience the things that I'm experiencing, and she's enjoying the experience. So the other kids really couldn't participate because I had to work and make sure that everything was taken care of for them, as far as private schools and just being a mom. Um, but they're grown and they're successful, and it's about me now. They wanted me to
Mm-hmm.
continue my dreams and do this fashion, and I'm doing it. My kids are my biggest help. They cheer me on. They tell me I can do it, even though when I be like, I don't think I can do this anymore. They'll be like, Mom, no, you can do this. You can do anything you put your mind to. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm just gonna keep going
Okay.
until I get tired.
Hey, Jessica, I'm gonna have you turn your phone again. Um, there you go. Yeah, you went sideways on us for a second, but that's fine. So, what would you say to other women or men who are aspiring to be a model at a later age? What kind of advice could you give them?
Do it. I have models that's on this next showcase that I'm showing in New York that are 60 in their 50s, and they are such beautiful women. One of them, I met one in Miami. I just walked up to her. I said, "Ma'am, you are so beautiful." And I said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm not trying to be rude, but I know you older than me, but you are just beautiful." She was in her 60s, and I mean, she looked amazing. So if she can do it, anybody can do it. I've met a lot of older women that's in this industry, and they're trying. As long as you can smile and get that audience to like you, you got it made. It's just how
How
you bring yourself into the atmosphere, wherever atmosphere you in.
how do you handle rejection? Because I mean, at your at Yeah, later on in life, I mean, it seems like that's, they're looking for that certain age range sometimes, it seems, with modeling. But when you are outside that age range, I imagine you would run into a lot of criticism or rejection. So, how do you deal with it? Do you have any examples of that?
Well, there was a in Miami this past May. There was this designer. She had a whole lot of clothes out, and I asked her could I model on one of her clothes. At first, she looked at me like in disgust, like no, I
Mm-hmm.
don't. But as soon as I took my clothes off, she was like, "Can you model for me?" So I took that as like she didn't like me at first, but then she found out I was a designer. Then she looked at me totally different. So I took it as a grain of salt, and I just told her, "No, I apologize. I'll resign. I don't want to model for you because when you meet somebody, your first appearance will set the tone for your rest of your show. So, like for me, I'm very kind-hearted. I'm very sweet. I'm gonna see what the models got to say. I'm a visual person, so I'm gonna see how you act towards me. If it ain't sugar and it's more salt, I'm gonna leave you alone. And
I got you. Okay, so one more time. You mind twisting that phone? There we go. Now you good. Now you're in the whole screen. Um, Excellent. Let me ask you because it was a story that I just seen not too long ago, the last week or so. It was this lady who I believe she lives in Great Britain. She's an African American woman, and she posted some pictures of herself, and she's also a lawyer over there. And she posted pictures of herself, and people immediately like looked at her and they had these very rude things to say about her because she had like a wide nose. She had like some features that are not common. It almost looked as though she was like a little bit aboriginal, maybe in her bloodlines, but very beautiful person through and through. But the gist of this was everybody was posting all these negative things about her, and actually some modeling agencies saw this and they looked at her and they looked at her differently, her beauty standards, and it was like, wow, she could actually model. So now she's getting all of these offers and all of this like this showering of love and support from people around the world. Have you seen that story yet? Yeah, you should look at it. It's amazing. It's happening right now. And to see that turnaround from all this negativity that she was dealing with, and now to see, just this outpouring of support and these opportunities that have opened up for her because she was willing to be courageous and do exactly what you're doing, stepping out there and not caring about what the world thinks. That's important. And yeah, you know, along the lines of beauty standards too, I think it's kind of crazy the way like we as African American people follow the European beauty standard. And we don't look at our own beauty and create something special for us. I think what do you have to say to that? I've drank so much coffee. I got like 1,000 ideas banging in my head right now. So sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit.
you fine. Um, Say that one more time.
So basically, so the European beauty standard is the standard in America, and many other races, especially ours, we are shaping what we think beauty is around that beauty standard. So that's why we have our women with the hair. We have all these different, from Botox. We're all doing all these things to try to live up to that standard. What do you think about that standard? Is it something that you think that women should follow, or is it something that you think that they should maybe walk away from?
Walk away from it. I'm 110 pounds. No, I'm 119 pounds. I've been 119 pounds since I done had this last baby. The biggest I ever been was 114 as a normal weight. My largest is 200 pounds. I'm still the same size as I was when I entered as a freshman. So with that being said, people talk about me being so skinny. I can't help it. I have a high metabolism. But with that being said, beauty is what you make it is. It's not what's on TV. It's how you make your beauty. Because there's golf people that dress weird, and we think that's weird, but that's beauty to them. There's people that dress in formal dresses every day, and we think that's weird. Why are they dressing in formal dress every day? But that's their choice. We all have our own choices of what we want to wear. That's a choice of being free. Do what you believe in yourself. If you want to look like a bum, like when I'm at home, I look like a crackhead, and I'm just gonna keep it real because at the end of the day, I don't care about this the glam, the weave. Now, when I got a show, I'm gonna look cute, but I'm gonna look like I walked out of a magazine. But other than that, you might think I'm a homeless person, and I'm being real because I'm about my money. Money first.
Right.
The other stuff is last. I don't socialize. I don't go out. I don't go to the club. And if I do, I'm sitting in the back watching and looking at people's clothes because I want to learn. Like, I like going to places to see people how they dress because it teaches me. Because one thing for sure, we about 5 to 10 years behind another state, and that's the truth. And I have learned that.
Really?
And just to go into different places and see people how they dress. Oh, I like that. That's nice. Oh, I could put that together. It gives me ideas of how to make my fashion outfits for the next show or just an idea in general. I'm just open to ideas. I like learning. I'm a visual learner. So if I'm watching you, I'm learning from you.
Okay.
So I'd imagine that you have it a little bit worse on both sides too, because especially in the African American culture, like guys like this thicker type of woman, right? You know, and you're a small, petite woman. My wife is small too, and she has these ideas as well. Like, you know, I'm not what men would want, you know, especially when we first met. I think that was something that she kind of worried about, is because she's a smaller lady. And, you know, it's a lot of pressure from both sides. So as a black woman, you have this pressure to be, you know, to kind of chase this beauty standard, this European beauty standard. But then you have to, you know, worry about the standard of beauty from men, you know, as well, which is African American men, which is the thicker women. You know, they make songs about this stuff. So how does that make you feel to be a small, petite African American woman?
I'm okay with it because I can go to the clearance rack and get something because it's always going to be there. I'm happy with that. I ain't got to fight and I ain't got to pay full price. When people paying $200 for the outfit, I'm going to wait 3 months and get that whole outfit for $35. Benefit. If I can't get it from there and it's a kid's outfit that I want, I can buy the kids department. I'm happy with that. I can't complain.
That's funny. You should say that because my wife and our daughter, they switch clothes from time to time. So
I can't do that no more. My daughter's bigger than me.
Okay.
It was a good motion when I had it, but now that they bigger than me, I'll be like, I can't wear none of your clothes because you 2 times bigger than me. But it's okay being skinny. It has its perks. People think I'm younger than what I am. People be like, "Oh, you're in your 20s." No, baby, I'm almost 50.
Well, I had to tell my wife too. I was like, you know, do you realize that being a smaller woman is more attractive to the entire male population versus being worried about a small sector of, you know, our culture that wants a thicker, you know, more robust woman. I wouldn't even say robust, is crazy, but just a thicker woman. But actually, around the world, most men prefer a smaller, petite woman. So I had to let her know that. She's like, "What? I really don't get that." I was like, "Look around you, like, you know, and nothing against women who are, you know, bigger, more formed." But the world really likes a smaller, petite woman, and you can see that now, especially, I think, with the rise of those like internet figures like Kevin Samuels, who, you know, would actually call women out who were bigger but thought that they were more, you know, attractive because of that, and he would call that out. I think he kind of gave you guys I think he gave y'all a bump in status, definitely, by exposing that. Like, I think he was like, if you 5'8" and you're in a size 16, ma'am, you are overweight, you know, so you're obese. Yeah. So, okay. So what what are some things that you've accomplished in the modeling industry? Like, have you made some solid connections with some places? If so, can you name them or some people?
I'm not good with people names. I'm more good with faces.
Okay.
I went to Dallas a few weeks ago to take some pictures that I had posted, and the photographer was like a high end photographer for them, and it's hard to get them booked. So whoever set this up for me, they made special arrangements to get that photographer and for me to go to Dallas to take those pictures. So I was happy with that. I am. I don't know what type of model industry I'm in. I'm just going with it and learning as I go. But I did get some type of contract or something. I don't know what I got. I know I took some pictures and I'm supposed to be doing some other stuff. Some other agencies called me. I'm supposed to be working with. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to feel the field. Trying to see what the field,
Okay.
which end is playing right. It's all about
But
the experience for me. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really haven't made no money in it. It's about the experience for me because a few years back I had went and did this pageant and I had learned a lot from these women in this pageant. And one of my roommates, she was a designer and she was telling me about how she had graduated college and that it was hard for her to get in the industry. And I was like, oh. And so she was looking at my clothes and she was like, you made all these clothes? And I'm like, yes. She was like, they're wonderful. Why didn't you go to school for this? Because I never had the opportunity because of my choices. So I just decided to make my clothes and design my stuff. So when she was telling me that, I was listening to it. I was like, I want show life. And she was like, I want show life. I want to be a mother and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I wanted to be a fashion designer, but I had to choose the motherhood. And so with that being said, when she told me that, it just made me more driven to go into this field. Um, and opportunities just been knocking. Like I'll go on Instagram and watch these individuals that's really into the industry. I'll watch them and be friends with them. And you got to reach out to them and communicate. If they reach back to you, it's a win-win. Like I don't know those two twin guys that's in the industry. Like they was doing a podcast and he was talking, so I jumped on there and started talking to him. And I was like, "I'm gonna meet you in a few weeks." And he was like, "How you gonna meet me?" I said, "Just watch. I'm gonna walk up on you." So when I seen him in Indianapolis, I walked up on him. I said, "I told you I was gonna walk up on you," and he bust out laughing because he didn't think I was really gonna do it. But I'm one of those. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I really don't meet any strangers. Most people want to come up to me and say, "Who are you and where are you from?" because of the way I dress. Um, I'm gonna dress for the occasion, no matter what. I might dress a little too much, I might dress a little too less, but I'm gonna be seen. I'm gonna make that entrance in the room because that's one thing from what I've been learning. You have to make that entrance. If you make that entrance, people are gonna want to know who you are. You could be nobody, but that entrance is gonna show you that you're somebody. And that's what I've been
okay.
doing, man. Getting a lot of contacts. I mean, like when I was in New York Fashion Week last year, the experience was great, but I felt like I didn't get nothing out of it. Like how I'm getting more exposed from Fashion Bomb Daily. I didn't feel like that with the other fashion show that I was in. Um, they called me back and asked me how did I feel. I really couldn't give them no opinions because I felt like it was a mom and pop show. At the same time, it wasn't because it was in New York Fashion Week, but I just didn't feel like I got anything out of it. And with this one, just what Miss Claire is doing for me is advertising my name and get my clothes out there. It's helping me to build my career. And you got to build something. Like my husband, I'm mad because I'm not making money, but you got to start somewhere to get something. And I feel like this is going to be a door opener. I'm praying that it's going to be a door opener. And the way it's going, I see like the door is opening.
Okay. Well, I didn't ask that, but I caught it. So, fellas, she's off the market. She's got a husband. I'm sorry. Y'all don't contact her. Stay out of her DMs, okay?
Most people do stay out of my DMs. They don't want the problem.
Well, you got a husband. Don't nobody want to meet that shotgun. How long you been married?
22.
22 years?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. That's got to be exciting. 22 years of marriage. Is it all what it's cracked up to be?
Trying to beat them up.
I'm in my second year of marriage. My second marriage and my second year of marriage, and it's going quite well. But 22 years, that's quite the feat, you know?
It's easier. It's cheaper to keep them. I ain't got to deal with nobody else's situation. I ain't got to deal with no more in-laws. I know what I got right this. I ain't got to
Right?
worry about all that.
Right? And you say he kind of gets frustrated with you spending all that money up.
Mm-hmm. He think it's a waste of money, but you got to start somewhere to make money.
Well, the thing is, you never know where you're going to end. If you're afraid to start the travel, then you're never going to get anywhere regardless. So you can sit still. I mean, because money's going to be spent on other things, right? If you don't spend it on your dreams, you're going to spend it on, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to see my money go somewhere and do something, even if it just take me out of town. I'm gonna make my money work for me and some coupons.
Definitely. So, social media. Do you post a lot of your modeling pictures on social media?
Do you have like a
yes,
platform?
Sir. Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to get your Instagram and Facebook, and anybody who watches this show who will want to contact you, that'll make it easier for them. Also, I'll put in the link your email if you like, and things like that, ways to contact you. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of ways that we can help to build your platform on Club Geneva. So, yeah, just look forward to that. Let's do that. But also, I want some of your pictures. I got to post some of your pictures while we do this video. I want people to see, as we're having this conversation, I want them to see your modeling pictures, maybe some videos. So please send me all that. I would love to have that.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say this. Like I said, I've only been doing it. It'll be 2 years in October. If I can do this, anybody can put their mind to. Like, saying that, growing up, I had dyslexic problems. I let that stop me a lot. But as I growed up and learned more in life, that's not a roadblock for me, because if you want something, you're going to make a way to get to what you want. And IEP, because that's what they're talking about on Facebook right now, IEPs and all that. I met this lady a few years back, and she was she had her master's degree, but then she told me she was dyslexic. And I said, well, how are you dyslexic and able to accomplish this stuff? She said, dyslexic doesn't mean anything. You just need more time. And with that being said, I took that into heed, and I said, well, if I want something, I just got to take more time for myself and learn it. And so that's what I've been doing, is learning. And just learning and watching and learning and watching. Like, for me not to like to read, I'm a visual learner. So if you show me, I can do it.
Well, I mean, for you to already be this deep off into modeling, just after less than 2 years or so, I mean, it seems like you're a very fast learner, in what you want to learn, and what excites you, what motivates you. Yeah, sometimes you're dyslexic. Sometimes you're just bored as shit with the rest of the world and what they're trying to offer you, and you got to find your own way.
And people that's my age, people feel like because we're in our 40s that it's too late for us to do our dreams. It's never too late if you have a dream. That's why God give us dreams, so that we can see what our vision, because he don't place nothing in our head just to you can place it. It's a reason why it's been placed, and we all got to live our destiny. And I feel like this is my destiny, as well as taking care of people. I mean, I'm good at fashion. I'm good at taking care of people. I don't meet no strangers in no form of fashion. I don't care if you're racist. After I get done talking to you, you ain't going to be racist messing with me, because you're going to end up loving me and wanting me to come back to you. And that's just the realness of it.
I got you. Well, we are I'm very happy that you came on the show. Yeah, I think you have a lot of talent. I think you got an amazing smile, and I think you're going places. I think that, I saw some of your pictures. Like I said, that's what kind of got me there. I was like, man, that's awesome that she's doing that. And I see like all the lights in the background, and I could tell like it was a very fancy place where you were doing this modeling at. So it wasn't like how they do modeling at, like, you remember they used to do modeling at Lynx, so yeah, yeah, they didn't have that sticky red carpet in the background. But yeah, I think it's incredible what you're doing, and we're excited to see where you go. And just remember, if you make it farther ahead, please come back. Even if you don't, but definitely if you do, don't forget about us. Okay, we want you back on the show, Jessica.
I will not. Well, hopefully I make a statement at this fashion show this weekend.
Oh, well, we rooting for you, okay? And, yep, so everybody out there, this is Club Geneva. This is what it's all about, is building platforms for people who want to get out there, who want to express themselves, and who want to tell their stories. So please reach out to us at clb.geneva@gmail.com. I would love to have you on the show. I think Jessica is an amazing person, and please reach out to her if you need her, okay? Take care. Have a good night.